What advice would you give someone pursuing this profession?
I would say be ready for a lot of working for free and selfless serving. I believe that has got to go into it's got to come into consideration whenever you're talking about this field. We do a lot of athletes that they need stuff more than us, and it's about them, and it's about being able to try and get your foot in the door and do whatever you need to do to better yourself and get farther in this profession.
What is one adversity you had to overcome while pursuing your profession?
I had to be ready to move at any point in time. I did a couple internships here, a couple internships there. For an example, I was in Oklahoma as a graduate assistant, moved over to Ole Miss as an intern, and within 6 months' time, I was back in Oklahoma as a GA, and then I was heading back to Ole Miss before I got a call to come to Arkansas State as an assistant, and that was all within a matter of 3 months. So just being able to be flexible and having to move, I'd say.
What is the best thing about working in your field?
The instant gratification of helping an athlete, again, not just in sport but in life. I believe there's a lot of carryover, a lot of transfer from working hard, being at one point when you start and then being at a better point when you end. I feel like that in itself is the biggest payment that I could ever receive.
What is the worst thing about working in your field, or the hardest thing to overcome?
Right. I'd say probably not being able to get to that point and not being able to help an athlete like I feel like I should be able to. We're here. I'm here for the athletes. I'm here to try and help better them, so I better myself to try to help better them. And when I feel like I maybe have missed the mark or maybe I struggle trying to get through them, I feel like that's really the worst part of my job because it kind of puts me at a dead end. Kind of promotes growth in a sense, but at the same time, it kind of almost leaves me thinking like I might have failed them. So I feel like that's not a great feeling for me. It's probably the worst thing.
How does your degree or some of the classes you took apply to your job, in the everyday field?
Well, a lot of the classes applied to my job just with basic anatomy, biomechanics, just stuff that we kind of go over as a staff in creating programming and movement exercises and regeneration days just for the athletes. So I feel like a lot of the classes I took kind of helped spur that. And then the other half of that puzzle is actually doing it and experience.
What are some of the major skills needed to be successful in this field?
I think some big skills are being able to be adaptive, have an open mind, and really hungry and passionate. I feel like if you're going to get into this field, you got to have some passion. And then on top of that, you have to have an open mind. There are several ways that I've seen things done, and both of those ways have been successful ways, but they're completely different. And that's not to say that one way is right or wrong, and that's not to say that one way is better than another, but that's definitely that they're different. And so preference plays a lot into it, and I feel like that's important to notice. And in order to be successful, I feel like we shouldn't put ourselves in a box. As a person, as a thinker, as a coach, as an athlete, we should always try to reach outside that box and continue to grow.
All right, Coach. We appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.